Hotel family, welcome back to the Chosen Few channel. I'm your host, Matthew Daniels, the writer, scribe, author, and bookworm. But I'm not just a bookworm, world. I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, may your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. I know y'all saw the title of this one, Shot Like Pop, but Still Got Free. James Conner. May your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. I'm talking about Shot Like Pop, but Still Got Free. James Conner. May your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. When I tell y'all this story, family, another one of the greatest hits out of the Underground Railroad records. When I tell y'all this story, I want y'all to think about something, because we are our ancestors. I want you to think about what this man endured to get free. And I want you to always remember, you have to want your dreams, goals, and ambitions as bad as your ancestors wanted freedom. When you find that thing that you were placed on earth to do, you want it as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom. And you don't let nothing get in your way, family. Shot like Pac, but still got free. James Conner, the ancestor James Conner. May your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. James Conner, arrival from New Orleans, 1857. This is another entry in the Underground Railroad records. You gotta have these records, family. Arrival from New Orleans, 1857. James Conner, shot in different parts of the body. James stated to the committee, the Vigilance Committee, James stated to the committee that he was about 43 years of age, that he was born a slave in Nelson County, and that he was first owned by a widow lady by the name of Ruth Head. She was like a mother to me, said Jim. And so then Jim is James. So then James Conner, he goes to tell this story. He was born into slavery. This was the person that owned him at first. This was the next person to own him. There was this type of overseer. This was this type of master. And he talks about how hard that he had it in life coming up. I want y'all to think about something. Everybody got a story. Everybody got a story. I got a story. You got a story. The people that you know got stories. The people that I know got stories. Now, I'm not taking away from your story, just like I don't want nobody to take it away from my story. You can have it hard coming up. You can have it hard at certain parts, instances in your life. Sometimes people are homeless. Sometimes people have parents that aren't really there. Right? Sometimes people have parents that are there, but because of the job that they have, they don't really have enough money, and so they are always struggling. Or a person could be in a neighborhood where it's bad. A person can get picked on at school. Anything, family. A person can have a story. But I want y'all to think about something. No matter what your story is, as long as you're still alive and breathing, if you want to get out of that condition, as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom, you can get it, because look how he started in slavery. Ride with me, don't fall off, family. After he was owned by the lady, the mistress that was like a mother to him. He says when he was about 16, she died. Then he says that he was sold to a man named Vincent Turner, a planter, and about the worst man. And so now he got sold to a plantation owner, and he was evil and wicked. Right? Evil and wicked. So things was harder and harder and harder on him. Then he says, after his death, I still lived on the plantation with his widow, Miss Virginia Turner. So the wicked slave owner, he died. He stays on the same plantation with the widow. Right? He says, then the widow got married to a man named Mr. Charles Parlange, a poor man, though a very smart man, bad-hearted and very barbarous. So think about it, family. He's going through some things. He's going through a lot. You don't know every single situation that he has encountered in his life, but he talks about being owned by people who were so vicious. He witnessed people being beat to death, family. Witnessed people being beat to death. I know some of us had it hard, right? But have you ever had to witness somebody being beat to death and know that you can be beat to death next and there's nothing you can do about it? Everybody got a story, but if you want it as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom, you can get to where you going, family. Stick with me, man. This is a very interesting tale. Check this out. He goes on to say that the slave owners that he now lived for, the widow who had got married again, the lady owned property in Louisiana as well, and she owned property in Louisiana, and she had slaves in Louisiana. He says she also owned property and about 20 slaves in the city of New Orleans, right? So he says, I lived there and hired my time for a while. I saw some hard times on the plantation. So he's literally telling you, he ain't giving you every scenario, but he's had hard times. Everybody got a story, family. Everybody got a story. I saw some hard times on the plantation. Many a time I have seen slaves whipped almost to death. Well, I tell you, I have seen them whipped to death. A slave named Sam, may your name live on forever and may your memory never die, was whipped to death, tied to the ground. He saw somebody tied to the ground and whipped to death. That individual had a life. That individual had a mother and a father. That individual had a story, probably had children. May his name live on forever and may his memory never die. Everybody got a story. I'm not taking away nothing that you have experienced, but if you want to get out of that situation, as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom, you can get it. Look what your ancestors were able to overcome, and you can know what you can overcome, because we are our ancestors. If it's in them, it's in us. You just have to want it as bad as they wanted freedom. Check this out. He says, Joe, another slave, was whipped to death by the overseer. Running away was his crime. So he saw somebody try to escape and got whipped to death. Now, mind you, everybody want to get free, but when you see somebody get whipped to death for wanting to get free, now you got to want to get free just a little bit back, hard more, right? You have to be like, I want to get freedom or death. For freedom or death, success or death. And success not money. Success is just doing what it is you feel like you are on this earth to do. Success or death, right? Success or death, glory or death, live for 1,000 years of death, be honored by my descendants or death, do something worthy of inspiring others or death. This man has literally done something inspiring. James Conner, may your name live on forever and may your memory never die. Shot like Pac, but still got free. When he was doing this, he had no idea that I would one day be telling y'all about this story, because William Steele wrote it down. How honest to William Steele, the scribe, man. And the collector of records. Come on, man. You got to understand when history playing out right in front of your very eyes. 4 times I was shot. He telling his life story. 4 times I was shot. Not shot 4 times, but on 4 separate occasions. Really shot more times than Pac, but I just used Tupac because I'm a Pac fan. But shot like Pac, but still got free. Oh, it get more interesting. 4 times I was shot. Once, before I would be taken, all hands, young and old, on the plantation were on a chase after me. So he's saying before I would be taken, obviously he had done something. They felt like that they were just going to, whip him, beat him, punish him. And he was like, he just didn't want to be taken. F it. He got on the run, but he didn't just get on the run. James Conner, look what James Conner did, family. This is real life, family. Real life. I got to tell y'all these stories because ain't nobody else going to tell you. I was strongly armed with an axe, tomahawk, and butcher knife. So he's saying this is his story. He's told this story. He had an axe, a tomahawk, and a butcher knife ready for war. I expected to be killed on the spot, but I got to the woods and stayed 2 days. At night, I went back to the plantation and got something to eat. While going back to the woods, I was shot in the thigh, legs, back, and head. Was badly wounded. My mind was to die rather than to be taken. Everybody got a story, but do you got a story like this? You gotta want it as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom. Freedom or death. My dream of death. I don't even want to be here if I can't follow my heart and follow my purpose. What's the point? What's the point? I'm not finna waste all my time on earth for achieving the purpose of others. Think about it. You're here for everybody's here for a reason. Man, follow your heart, man. Follow your heart, man. But have you ever experienced this? You want to give up? You want to give up? You want to tap out? You want to quit? You too tired when you wake up, right? You too tired when you wake up to follow your dreams. But this man say, the ancestor, he says, I was shot in the thigh, legs, back, and head. But you tired. right? So you give up. Did he give up? Obviously not, because he ended up getting free, or I wouldn't be telling you this story, right? He says, I ran a half mile after I was shot. So even after he was shot in the back, thigh, head, you feel me, legs, you dig what I'm saying? He still ran another half mile. Think about it. You talking about you want to get into shape. You won't even walk a half mile to get into shape. Fully, in good health. You can actually just get out there and walk. You ain't even been shot. You gotta want it as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom, family. But was taken. Obviously, he shot up. That's as far as he could make it. Fell out. They drug him back to slavery. Did what they gonna do with him. I have shot in me now. Feel here on my head, feel my back, feel buckshot in my thigh. He still had the bullets in him, family. He still had the bullets in him when he actually made it to freedom, and he telling his heroic story. He still had the shots in him, family. How many of y'all still got shots in use? You know, you still holding on to something from your past. You feel me? But you letting that hold you back, man. Don't let that hold you back, man. Move forward, press on, man. Press on, man. Shot like Pac, but still got free. James Conner, may your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. We are our ancestors. You gotta want it like the ancestors wanted freedom. For real, for real. Share this video. All books by the Scribe Matthew Daniels available at dandyandbigherm.com. Subscribe and share this video. He says, I have been shot 4 different times. I was shot twice by a fellow servant. It was my master's orders. Now think about this, family. While he was a slave, the master made another slave shoot him 2 times, man. Put 2 in him at one point. Think about that. Everybody got a story. But you got a story like James Conner wanted like they wanted freedom, family. He say another time by the overseer. Another time he was shot by an overseer. He just told you by the time he was shot running off with the axes trying to escape, and he was on. He said shooting was no uncommon thing in Louisiana. I guess they been on it popping in Louisiana. At one time, I was allowed to. Then he started telling you how bad he had it. Anyway, so he said, he started telling you about all the times people told him that, his owners, if you do this and you just be a good boy and good slave and help us do this, then we're going to give you your freedom. Freedom don't come. If you just do this, we'll let you earn some extra money. Then you can buy your freedom. He do this. They don't even pay him the money. Just ignore him. So finally they told him, okay, they was going up to Virginia to buy some more slaves for the plantation in Louisiana. They wanted to go to Virginia to buy some more slaves for the plantation in Louisiana. They told him if he a good boy, if he a good slave, if he go up there and try to, help manage some things and help get the slaves back down there to Louisiana, they'll give him his freedom. But he know it's nonsense. But at this point, like I say, he been shot up so many times. I imagine, he ain't a young man no more. He was 43 when he got there, but he can't, he doing what he can do in life. You feel me? He can't just fight his way out no more. But he know in his mind that on this trip, wherever they talking about going, it's a possibility that they could pass through some free states, because they mentioned going through Philadelphia. I believe it is Philadelphia. And he knew that Philadelphia was a free state, and he was like, ooh, in his mind, he was like, ooh, if I get to Philadelphia, hey, I could just shake the spot, I'll be free. So he played a game, right? He played a game. They talking trash about the North. He talking trash about the North because they thinking about taking him with him, and he don't want to let them know. They tell him, hey, when we get to Philadelphia, if we take you with us, if you go to Philadelphia with us, if you be good and you don't try to escape, when we get back, we're going to do X, Y, and Z for you, because they know you go into a free state that they can get free. That's just how it was. Look, he say, they hated the North, and I made believe that I did too. Mistress said that if I behaved myself, I could go with them to France. They told them they could take them to France with them when they went again, after they returned home, as they intended to go again. So that's basically like they act like they hated the North. They didn't like the North because it was free states. Obviously, they were slaveholders. And he pretended to, so he could go along with them. He says, my heart leapt for joy when I found we were going to a free state, but I did not let my owners know my feelings. Now, sometimes you done been beat up so bad by life, you start feeling hopeless. You start feeling hopeless and you want to quit and you want to give up. But if you don't quit, if you don't give up, if you just keep pushing, no matter what happened, like he happened, at some point you're going to see that silver line. And he saw that silver line and he never gave up the thought of freedom. Obviously, even when he heard that Philadelphia, his mind still running. He's like, oh, I ain't even got to fight too hard if I get to Philadelphia. If I could trick them into just taking me to Philadelphia with them, I can just walk away. You gotta want it as bad as the ancestors wanted freedom. Always look for the opportunity to advance yourself, succeed, achieve your goals, and achieve your dreams. You are your ancestors. You have to know who your ancestors were to know who you are. That's why I'm bringing y'all this. Like this, share these videos, man. I'm telling you, this gonna resonate. I know it's gonna resonate. I know it's gonna resonate because we are our ancestors, family. That's real talk. He says, when he got there, he talked to another color man. Like, I'm gonna read this. What he says, it's quotations. We reached Philadelphia and went to the Girard Hotel, and there I made up my mind that they should go back without me. I saw a colored man who talked with me and told me about the committee, the Vigilance Committee. He brought me to the anti-slavery office, etc., etc., etc. And he tells his story. The committee told Jim that he could go free immediately without saying a word to anybody, as the simple fact of his masters bringing him into the state was sufficient to establish his freedom before the courts. Now imagine him all his life he's been trying to get free. All his life, he's seen nothing but pain, nothing but destruction, nothing but heartache, nothing but tears, right? Nothing but oppression. But he's always wanted freedom in his mind, and he's always tried to achieve that freedom over and over and over throughout the story. You feel me? Why do you think he kept getting shot? Why do you think the master made another slave shoot him? He was doing something that he felt like he had no business doing, man. Oh, he was probably trying to get something he was doing, man. So obviously he just had that spirit about him, man, because he would not give up. And then he make it all the way to Philadelphia, and he talked to a color man. The color man told him, oh no, bro, no, it's real, it's serious. What you heard is true. Hey, look, go over to the Vigilance Committee. This is the anti-slavery office. You Gucci. He go over there. He was Gucci. They tell him, oh, bro, nah, you Gucci. The simple fact that they brought you here, you just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Then they told him that if you want to, you could take them to court. You could take them to court and publicly shame them for everybody and have your freedom proclaimed before the whole city, you know, before the whole town. But he didn't want to do that to them. He didn't want to do that to them. He just took his freedom. So it says, but about him not wanting to do that, they say this was not strange. Indeed, not only slaves cowed before the eye of slaveholders, did not even northern men, superior in education and wealth, fear to say their souls were their own in the same presence. It was basically saying even after they got free, a lot of them didn't really take it up to want to face their previous owners in court. I don't blame if they free now, man. Go on about your business, man. Live your life. You know, Jim therefore concluded to throw himself upon the protection of the committee and take an Underground Railroad ticket, and thereby spare himself and his master and mistress the disagreeableness of meeting under such strange circumstances. The committee arranged matters for him to the satisfaction of all concerned and gave him a passport for Her British Majesty's possession, Canada. The unvarnished facts that I just told y'all, as they were then recorded substantially from the lips of Jim. So this from the ancestor James Corner himself. The most accurate record of his life you're going to get, as they have here reproduced, comprise only a very meager part of his sadly interesting story. So get this, family. After that, his previous owner, he tried to go to the police in Philadelphia and say he stole some money to try to trick the police into getting him. But the Vigilance Committee, they had everything already sold up. So they batted all them foolish claims down, and James got free. And after he got free, where he got free at, somebody wrote a letter to the Reverend that secured him, because the Underground Railroad was serious business. The Reverend that secured him wrote back to William Steele. So we even have, y'all gotta get these records, man. We are our ancestors, man. These are our records, family. This is how you know what happened. So he write back, Reverend Hiram Wilson. He writing to William Steele, to Buffalo. August 12th, 1857, family. This one is short letter was written. August 12th, 1857. From Reverend Hiram Wilson, the Underground Railroad agent at St. Catherine's, to William Steele. This is what it says. My dear friend, William Steele, I take the liberty to inform you that I had the pleasure of seeing a man of sable brand at my house in St. C yesterday, by name of James Corner, May your name live on forever and may your memory never die. Lately from New Orleans, more recently from the city of brotherly love, where he took French leave of his French master. He desired me to inform you of his safe arrival in the glorious land of freedom, and to send his kind regards to you and to Mr. Williamson, also to another person, the name I have forgotten. Poor Melinda Smith, with her 2 little girls and young babe, is with us doing well. Affectionately yours, Hiram Wilson. Shot like Pac, but still got free. Ancestor James Corner, may your name live on forever and may your memory never die. And if you want your goal, like the ancestor wanted freedom, success is inevitable, family. Remember, all books by the Scribe Matthew Daniels available at dandyandbigherm.com. Link is in the description. You can read the synopsis at the website. Click the link or read the synopsis. See which one, if all that you want to get. Thanks for watching. This is your brother Matthew Daniels, a.k.a. Apu, a.k.a. The Chosen Few, a.k.a. The Real Bookworm. I'm not a bookworm world, I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, may your name live on forever and may your memory never die. Hotel.